Hard sports all plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Got a special guest tonight. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, also joined by Marcus Fine, like always. And tonight we have F.E.W. owner Alex Bolton joining us. How's it going, Alex?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Going well. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started.
I just realized something. I forgot to change this.
Okay, well, Alex, when did your love for pro wrestling start?
Oh, let's see, 20 plus years ago. Obviously I was very young in the Attitude Era, but I had older cousins, so they kind of started my love for professional wrestling, and my grandmother actually started taking us to the independent wrestling shows when we got a little bit older, like 2000 to 2004, and yeah, that's about where it all started.
Do you remember the first independent show you went to? What it was?
The first one that I can very vaguely remember was ICW, when Larry Wayne ran off of Sherman and Raymond. Had like Dozer and Abyss and all them guys on there, Sean Casey, Wildcat, all them guys.
Okay, and how did you get involved in the wrestling business yourself? How did that come about?
So I took a quote unquote sabbatical, and I maintained contact with Rampage, Radisson, over the year. We've been on again, off again friends for over 20 years. And not 2023, but 2022 in October, he came to me and with this ideal of, bringing F.E.W. back. And, obviously, Rob Kincaid always obviously held a special place in all of our hearts. So especially when he said, "Hey, we're doing this for Rob," it kind of drove it home for me.
And how long have you been in the business with F.E.W.?
We announced it October 2022. Our first show was actually January of 2023. We've had a total of 10 shows, 10 of which are our advertised show, and then we had a bike fest that we did for Greenfield.
Hey, Marcus, I'll let you go now.
Wow, see how you took all my questions and now
did
I? Anyhow, so we met at the birthday party. I assume that was for your daughter.
Yes.
You guys had already had it in the works to start F.E.W. up at that point, I take it?
Yes, we had it in the works. That was kind of a precursor, just to see, like, get me a little bit more behind the scenes action. And Rampage, as much as I give him crap all the time, he really has taken care of me in my beginning stages on this journey.
Yeah, that was a good night.
Yes.
Okay, so you said Sean Casey. That's interesting. Sean Casey was on your very first independent show you ever seen.
Yep.
Now he works for you because he was just there Thursday.
Yep.
What do you think of that? Because the first show I ever was on or watched had Bo Jr. on it, and we just did a show with Bo Jr. on it. So I get the feeling of long term.
It's really kind of surreal, really, because obviously, I also mentioned Wildcat, and Wildcat was actually the first professional wrestler that I actually took a picture with. I was very, very, very young, on the little old Polaroids, and so bringing in some of these guys that been around and have a special spot in my heart, kind of it just very, very important to me.
Yeah, and you also had Scott Romer in the audience.
Yes.
And he was Paul Creechman in the Bruiser days, so yeah, I get it. So
yep. Yeah, Romer's been around my family on and off for, like, once again, same as Rampage, about 20 or so years on and off.
Yeah, good men.
Yes, very good.
Well, I got the normals. If you want me to do the others before we get with the card, Tony.
Before that,
okay,
we got a very important question in the comment section.
Oh gosh,
Kelly wants to know. So, who's your favorite fan, Marcus or Kelly?
Oh, trying to throw me under the bus there.
Don't be afraid. Nobody has been yet.
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's just, obviously I love Marcus, but there's just something special about Kelly.
And she just turned heel recently, so I think I'd go with Kelly too. Or you might.
I don't want to get Marcus in trouble, so I'll go with Kelly.
There you go. See, he knows. Bros take care of each other.
Yeah. A couple of things. Obviously, we were talking about the couple of the shows. And like I mentioned, we've ran 9 shows that we actually took attendance of. For a first year, I don't think we're doing too bad. We're averaging about 67 per show, which our low was 23, which was in August, and then our high was actually this past show at 120.
That's awesome. And was you surprised by the 120 on Thanksgiving night?
Honestly, it's right around what I was expecting. I remember going to a lot of those shows. When with Rob and Skip and all them, and they had 300-400 plus on Thanksgiving night. I mean, obviously the world is very different now after COVID and everything else. So they'll get 100 plus on a Thanksgiving night. I feel is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Oh, I agree. Let me ask you this: was there a lot of, if you could tell, was there a lot of new fans that you hadn't seen?
Yes, there was actually a lot of new faces. I would honestly say probably about 75% were new faces.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Go ahead, Marcus.
You made 2 newspapers this year too.
Yes.
You were in the Indianapolis Star on the Sunday edition. That is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Centerfold.
Around and become the front page of the Greenfield, whatever that
Reporter.
That.
Yep,
so
Greenfield Reporter.
We commend you highly on that. I know Kelly and I did make the online edition.
Yep.
But yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else other than the show unless you're asking the normal.
Yeah, I've got some stuff here.
Okay.
I got some things. Okay. Hardest thing for you about being a promoter. What's been the hardest thing for you so far?
I hate to bring up negativity, but probably the whole situation, with the whole, DCCW, Jonathan Wolf situation. I think that was probably one of the hardest because, I went to a show as a fan. and I was attacked as a promoter, in which I don't think it's fair for me. I don't think it's fair for anybody involved. But I think honestly, I mean, there's obviously a lot of hard things, but I think that the people that I was counting on the most, with our storylines and everything, to pretty much say, "Oh, I'm done with you because you went to a show as a fan," that kind of was a realization of, hey, this business can be kind of grimy sometimes.
Yeah, kind of eye-opening, I would assume.
Yeah, oh yes, definitely. And real quick, because Marcus had mentioned the newspapers. Obviously, the Indie Star. I worked on that one myself, to get that one, but really, Tony Seiler, he's the curator of the H.J. Rick Center, and he owns the music store. It's really was his doing to get us on the front page of the Greenfield Reporter.
Okay, that's awesome. Definitely a shout out to him.
Yes.
What's been the best thing that you found about being a promoter?
Oh, I know that everybody's like, oh, the wrestling business, you get peers, not friends. But I honestly feel like I've made lifelong friends out of not only, other promoters and, people on, that side, but, also, the talent. Like, I mean, there's people that I can call right now and know that they'll answer the phone call for me. And that goes a long way, making friends of people that, really mean something special to my business.
Okay. What do you love about the wrestling business? And you may have already said this, but what do you dislike about the wrestling business?
The wrestling business, what I really love about it is the fact that anybody and everybody can find enjoyment in something. There's if you like hardcore stuff, there's hardcore stuff. If you like the old classic, leg drop finishes, there's that. It's literally out there. If you like anything in wrestling, there is something for you. It's an all-inclusive business.
Yes, I agree with you, and we see that going to different shows. For example, going to Kokomo, it's a very old school promotion.
Yeah.
And DCCW. I don't know how, Marcus. How would you clarify DCCW?
It's a mixture of both, really.
Yeah, kind of a mixture of both.
With the JICW, we lost him. When he comes back, but then you guys went to JICW, and that's a whole different ball game.
Yes,
a different style.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say DCCW is a mixture.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my bad. Okay. Technical difficulties on my end.
Oh, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, I was verifying what you said.
Yep.
Because JICW is out in Martinsville, and if you actually experience it, it is different, but it is good. I mean, but they don't. It's a whole different style. I don't know where to put that either. But you get a little bit of everything. The state has it everywhere.
Well, even going to like he talked about WCWO, going there being a weekly show, it's different than going to a monthly show or a show that's ran every 2 or 3 months. So you've got everything out there. You can definitely find something that you like. I haven't found anything really that I disliked.
Yeah.
So well, I'm a big time fan, so it's hard to displease me. I can go to a wrestling show. I'm probably pretty happy. Anything else that you dislike about the business?
I mean, obviously it's a lot of work. So, but that's not really a dislike. That's just challenging me to, balance, real life balance between, my shoot job, family. I have 2 beautiful kids, a wife, I'm, trying to balance my real life with, promoting. It's just been a real challenge for me to try to, to push myself further.
Any people that you just been doing it for about 10 months now, anybody you would like to work with? You give more than one answer that you haven't got to.
Ooh. I'm on this kick where like obviously there's a lot of veterans that I'd like to work with, but I mean there's been like a Logan Meyer. He's tearing it up all over the independent scene right now. He's great. One person, they're actually coming in. He's actually coming in December. Blake Wright. He's absolute. I don't understand. Every single time I see him, he's better, and it's unreal.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. On both of them, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, obviously, there's people. I mean, there's people that I bring in and that I will continue to work with. Regardless. Like a G.W.R. Like I hold him in very high respect. He's probably one of the best in the level. Obviously Zay Gates. Everybody loves Zay Gates. Hidari. Those are probably the three that I've used that I honestly, if you're a promoter and you're not booking G.W.R, Hidari, or Zay Gates, what are you doing?
See, I haven't got to see G.W.R yet, so I'm excited to get to see him.
He's good.
Yes, excellent. Probably, like I said, one of the best in the country.
Your favorite match that you've promoted on one of your shows so far, and your favorite show that you guys have done so far. I'm putting you on the spot. No.
Favorite show is kind of easy. I really enjoyed the Bike Fest, but I mean, we had 500 people in attendance. There was the fireworks show. It was just perfect. Like you couldn't write a better show anywhere. Favorite match, honestly, I would say our Aaron Williams, Dylan Bostic match from February, which I know that's a long time ago, and I would we really want to get Aaron Williams back in F.E.W. Back at F.E.W. But that was a great matchup that we've put on so far.
Favorite all-time wrestler? Who's your favorite all-time wrestler?
Oh, now let me remind you that I am kind of, an Attitude Era, and obviously I've watched a lot of the vintage stuff. So, only being 28 years old, it might shock people, but I'm going to go with not only a wrestler, I'm going to go with a specific era. I like the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. It was just perfectly done. The right side, right level of entertainment versus, making me question if it's real or not. I mean, Stephanie McMahon on the cross. I mean, who can beat that?
That was pretty good. Best decision you've made in the wrestling business so far, and the worst decision you've made in the wrestling business so far.
Best decision. That's more on the spot than anything. I guess my best decision would be sticking to what I believe my image should be, as far as who I'm bringing in. Just overall image. Obviously, I don't know if you guys put it out there yet, but building my partnerships with you guys, and obviously our sponsors and our partners. That's probably one of the top.
What about a worst decision? Do you have one?
Say it.
Honestly, I mean, I've made bad decisions, but I mean, it's kind of like, I don't think I've made like one that I can say is a worst, a decision that I can say is the worst. I think that, with Rampage's guidance that he has given me, I feel like, there's been chances to make bad decisions, but Rampage has kind of kept me on the straight and narrow, kind of keeping my brand more on the realistic level.
What's a day of a show like for you? When you get up, I mean, what's that like?
That's a long day. I'll say that. Obviously, we're not like WCWO. Their ring's already set up. My day starts sometimes as early as 6 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. I obviously now that I have my box truck, it's 7, but I go get to the venue between 8 and 10 in the morning. I pretty much, if we don't have any help, me and my wife set up the ring by ourselves. There's been times that we've done it by ourselves, and obviously tear down. Some of the wrestlers stay, but there's been show days that I haven't gotten home until 2 in the morning, and then go to work the next day.
Long day.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I mean, to see the kids' face, when we have one of our good guys, win or whatever, or even if they don't win, the kids cheering and booing, you can't. There's not a price tag you can put on that.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
These are just. I only got 3 questions left, and then we'll talk about the show.
Okay.
Favorite food?
Yep.
Favorite food. I'm gonna go stereotypical. Fat guy. Chinese food.
That's a consensus of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I make my own Chinese food. I actually used to work at a Chinese restaurant, so I make it myself. So
cool. What's your favorite dish?
Stereotypical fat guy. General Tso's chicken.
I just do it.
See, that's not a lot of people. That's their favorite, but not mine.
What's yours?
Mine's Hunan beef.
Okay. You like the onions and the peppers?
Yeah, I like spicy, so I usually get I'm in the spicy food. Any hobbies?
Video games. Anytime that I can. I call myself a video game collector. I have a good amount of them. Just anything I can do with my family. I go to the Colts games all the time with my daughter, my wife, my aunts. Whatever. Just whatever I can do to, get away from the real world. Away from wrestling, away from everything for a couple hours.
Favorite music?
Oh, you guys gonna judge me. I got I'm a heavy metal kind of guy. So I mean, you're looking. I mean, think. My favorite right now, actually. Let me just give a specific band, and it's kind of a shout out to them. Life After This. They're a small band based out of Cincinnati. Absolute killer band. Actually, when the 2 times that I've came out to the crowd, that's been my entrance music is a song by them.
Okay.
Have you heard of them? I haven't.
It's Life After This. They're not like super small, but I mean they're similar to like Seven Dust.
Yeah,
I've heard of Seven Dust.
I've heard of them before.
Yeah.
And Chris is pretty big in the heavy stuff too.
Great.
Some of it. I like it pretty much everything, but
yeah, me too.
I'm old. I listen mostly old music.
Yeah, I'm rocking Christmas music right now. So.
Well, okay, Marcus, you got any more questions? Or?
Yeah, you forgot he's Mount Rushmore's.
Oh, yep. You're Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Mount Rushmore of wrestling. So is this on an independent level, all levels, or just or
you can do both.
You can do both if you want.
Okay. All right. So as far as the professional wrestling, where obviously, like I said, obviously you're gonna have your Undertaker, your Shawn Michaels, your Triple H. This is gonna be the debatable one. I would put Jeff Hardy, and there's 4, so that's top 4. Yeah.
Yep.
As far as the independents, I'm gonna start with G.W.R. He, like I said, there's not many people in the country that is doing what he's doing right now. I feel like he's severely underrated. I would say as far as character work, you have to put like a Mitchell Taylor up there, which is now our F.E.W. champion. I'm big on fan engagement. I would throw Shauna Reed, just to throw a female on there because she's probably one of the best females going, and she'll beat me up if I don't say her name. And I'm going to throw a curveball at everybody just because I feel like he's a wild card. Hidari.
Darius really came a long way.
Yes.
I think Marcus wasn't there for the Comic-Con, but that to me was almost like a coming out party for Hidari. He had such a great weekend, and I mean, and the crowd went crazy for him. And ever since then, it seemed like he went to another level.
Yes, I agree.
I definitely can see that.
Yeah, he's definitely a wild card. He's doing what he needs to do. He has respect for the business, which I and that's one thing that I'm really big on is the people that have respect for the business, and he definitely has it.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
It's been cool with Hidari too because we got to see him not too long after he got into the business, and to see his growth from then to now. Same with Logan Myers.
Yep.
A lot of them guys. It's been fun to watch their progression.
Dutch Platinum, Logan, Rachel. We got to see a bunch of them. They were starting, and a couple months in. So it's been really cool for us to see that. And Marcus, I know he was going to all the shows. WCW, them shows too. So it's.
So I heard, Marcus, you're going to hit 100.
If the weather holds, we're scheduled. We got 8 more scheduled.
Sweet, that's awesome.
And the weather looks good for December, but keep your fingers crossed.
Yep.
Always.
Well, Chris, you got any more questions? We'll get into the show.
We can get to the show.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell everybody first of all when the show is and bell time, ticket prices, and all that kind of stuff.
All right. So we're going to be at the H.J. Rick Center this Sunday, December 3rd. Doors open at 5. Bell time's at 6. We're going to general admission tickets are $10. VIP tickets are $15. You can upgrade your ticket to a meet and greet with Mr. Michael Elgin. He's going to be at our show Sunday, facing G.W.R, oddly enough. The address is 122 West Main Street in Greenfield, right there, downtown Greenfield.
Want to tell us something about the matches?
Yep. We'll get into the matches. So like I mentioned, we're gonna have Michael Elgin. G.W.R actually answered Michael Elgin's challenge during our Thanksgiving show, so we're gonna have Michael Elgin versus G.W.R. We're gonna have Hidari versus Frank Isaac Anderson, FIA. We're gonna have the British Empire taking on Scarecrow and Cooter, the Cornfield Mafia, for the tag team titles. We have Lexi Green challenging Thunder Kitty for her F.E.W. title. We have Blake Money Wright facing One Man Crew. That's going to be a slobber knocker. That's going to be a hard hitting affair right there. We have for the F.E.W. Mid-Continental title, we have Cody Nunn taking on Rampage Radisson, which, if anybody remembers, Rampage actually put him out of action for going on 10 weeks before he returned with a rib injury. So now Rampage is challenging for Cody Nunn's F.E.W. Mid-Continental title. And then we have Brandon Day taking on F.E.W. champion Mitchell Taylor for the F.E.W. championship. Brandon Day has been cleared, and I was told to make sure to elaborate that he never tapped. He never gave up. He was not pinned. He passed out. Okay. So it should make for an interesting match.
That's another name that I've heard a lot that I haven't got to see yet. I don't believe you've seen him either.
No, that's one thing I'm excited about on Sunday is this show has a mixture of guys that I've seen this year or over the last couple years, and there's a mixture of talent on this show that will be the first time that I've seen them. So I'm looking forward to Sunday.
I am too.
Yeah. So we actually I actually had this written down. We actually this year in the 10 shows that we've had 51 unique names to our shows. As of Sunday, it'll be 53. So we rotate in and out. We try to get new faces, obviously while maintaining storylines, but we try to get everybody. Like I said, there's wrestling for everybody. So we try to get different styles and everything else in there.
I have a question. Since I know it's only been 10 months, but do you have a favorite storyline that you guys have done so far?
There's a couple that stand out, but I really like the G.W.R's Luke Savage. I like that. They had a 3-match series, which Dalton Love ended up winning 2 out of 3. Their last match was actually a last man standing match. So that one was a really well one. Obviously, the Brandon Day Mitchell Taylor one. I mean, it's kind of hard to put a bad storyline with Mitchell. I mean, he knocks everything out of the park.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree 100% on that.
And I mean, as far as tag team goes, the Scarecrow situation, because he actually lost a match that said that he would never be able to be the number 1 contender for the F.E.W. tag team titles, and he found a loophole to get in that match to become tag team champion. So that was a good one.
Yeah, you mentioned Luke Savage, and I knew Billy Buzz would respond. We got a comment on there. We've got a big fan of Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Billy Buzz Smith, who's from Connecticut, and Luke Savage is one of his favorites. He loves Luke. He watches all the wrestling shows that we put out there, and he's a big Luke fan.
Well, actually, let me hit one thing with the Luke situation. So Luke Savage never lost the F.E.W. Mid-Continental title. Timmy Turner just showed up with it. So is Luke Savage going to answer, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on there? Cody Nunn's defending the title, but, does he have a right to defend the title if technically Savage never lost it?
That's true. That could be interesting.
Yep.
I know you're probably a fan of all the matches you're putting on, but do you have one that you're really excited for?
Okay, this is no secret, because everybody knows it, because I've mentioned the names multiple times. I feel like this Michael Elgin Jacob Rose match is not only will be the best match for us of the year, I feel like it's going to be the best match in the state of Indiana. Probably the best match in the country, and that's on any level. These two guys are really. I have really high respect for everything that these guys have done and are going to do on Sunday. It's going to be a can't miss match.
I'm excited to see it because I've seen Elgin quite a few times now
recently,
and he's outstanding. Hopefully, he'll be up on a big stage soon.
Another one, just to hit, just so I can say 2 of them. I mean, I'm personally a fan of the hard hitting affairs, and the Blake Wright one man crew match is. I mean, that's going to be a hard hitting match.
I said that to you as soon as I saw that match was announced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's crew once, but I was really impressed with him, and I've seen Blake a lot of times.
I will say that one man crew, even though he technically has a loss on his record at F.E.W, he's never been pinned or submitted. He got counted out against Matt Vengeance at our October show. Matt Vengeance threw him off the stage, and he wasn't able to break the 10 count. So, but one man crew has never been pinned in F.E.W.
I'm looking forward to that match.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because, like you said, you talked about Blake earlier, and I agree.
Yep.
Every time we see Blake, it's like he gets better.
Exactly.
And, it's going to be. I've seen One Man Crew a couple times, but to see these two guys go at it should be real good.
And I'm excited to see Thunder Kitty. I've got to see her a couple times. I'm a big
she's
fan
awesome. She's such a great talent, and then she's just such a nice person and she's an asset to any locker room. That's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, that's one thing I said I'm interested in, because there's a few that we haven't seen. Like, we've seen Thunder Kitty, but I don't think we've seen. I don't think at least I haven't seen that Lexi Green yet.
No, I haven't.
I'm interested in that. So I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday evening.
Yep.
Plus, it'll be our first time at F.E.W.
Yes,
so that
that's
something
I think that's exciting for all of us.
Marcus, how many F.E.Ws? I mean, I know you've
Well,
seen
this will be the fourth.
Fourth, okay.
Fourth this year. I never attended any of Skip's or Rob's, because he always had them on nights I had to work the next day. So I never made it to any of those. But yeah, this will be my fourth one this year.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a solid card. I'm looking forward actually to every one of them. There is a new, I mean, I've seen G.W.R at all your shows.
Yep.
I've seen Brandon Day. You won't believe he's got the look.
Yep. Yes, he does.
I've seen Lexi Green. I'll have to, until she walks out, I may have. And Isaac Anderson, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen him or not.
I don't know if you've been to a show where he's been at it or not. He kind of has the IRS type gimmick. Comes out the briefcase.
Oh yeah, he does. I've seen the picture.
Yeah.
When I saw the match announcement graphic, I asked Dad, I said, hey, have you ever seen that guy that Hidari's going to be wrestling? He said, no. I said, I can't remember his name, but I said, it's like IRS.
Yeah. That's gonna. I really like that match too. I think that Hidari and Frank will pair up really well together, and that one should be a fun match for everybody. Kids, adults, everybody. That should be a really good match. Yeah.
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't cover?
Just a couple quick plugs. Obviously, I'm going to take the advantage to plug all my sponsors and partners. Legacy Crocheting, Allen Track DJ Services, who provides the sound at our shows, Greenfield Music Center, and arguably my favorite, the America's Ultimate Queen. They're just an amazing partner, and that's partnership's going to go very far. Specifically, Shaylee, I call her Shalalee. Obviously, Aaron and Allison. Those three ladies are absolutely wonderful, and a lot of people don't tie beauty pageants to wrestling, but it's been perfect.
I'll say that Shaylee, isn't that the one that's been at all the shows that I've been to?
Yes, she has.
Big wrestling fan. You can watch her for the whole show and be entertained. She's really into that. So
yep, she is great. She is great. Obviously, and also special thanks to Pastor Jody at the Evangel Church for allowing us to hold a wrestling show in his sanctuary. Which, I mean, I thought it turned out perfectly. I thought it was a great show, a perfect wrestling venue, oddly enough. But obviously, he holds a special spot in my heart because, he also is the one that hooked us up with the Bike Fest wrestling show as well. So obviously, he's done a lot for F.E.W.
You guys probably will be using that venue again.
I really want to stay at the Rick Center. I love the Rick Center. I love the acoustics. I love the church building, but the issue runs that we're going to run into is that we run our shows on Sunday, and it's a church, so it's going to be kind of hard to get the tear down from a church service into a wrestling show in time. So I'm not going to say I'm especially in wrestling, as we've seen this past week. Never say never in wrestling. But we're going to try to stick with our home, the HJ Rick Center.
Would you use that maybe again for a Thursday night?
I would not rule that out whatsoever. Jody was very happy with the show. He actually sat in a sound booth the entire show. He was happy with the action. He thought it was a good show. I'm going to say that more than likely we'll probably be back eventually for a show, even if it's a special one-off show, just to show our appreciation for him.
Are the is the Thanksgiving show? Is that something that you're planning on to keep doing every year? Or
as of right now, I think so. Obviously, when we brought back F.E.W, one of our big things was the memory of Rob. And that was one thing that he wholeheartedly believed in was the Thanksgiving night show. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was 100% against it. My wife put me in the doghouse, as Mark has seen. She was not happy about it. Her family wasn't happy about it. But I knew that, in this business, you got to take some risk. I mean, the wrestlers, they came at their Thanksgiving, obviously. Allen Track DJ, they provided a wonderful Thanksgiving meal for the wrestlers that got there early. So in this business, you have to take risks and make some sacrifices, and that's the way I look at it. And going forward, I think that Thanksgiving night will continue in the memory of Rob. It'll be Rob Kincaid Memorial Show every single year.
Grab yourself at the doghouse at least once a year.
Hey, it's comfortable. I built it myself.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's more than once a year.
Oh yeah, it.
Well, I said at least once.
I got to add heat heat and air conditioning to it because sometimes it gets stuffy or cold. So.
All right. You got anything else?
Obviously, we're going to have the meet and greet with Michael Elgin. I didn't say this part. It's going to start at 4:45. If you buy the meet and greet tickets, you also get it. You come in earlier, you get to pick your seat. So you can be front row. If you get the meet and greet tickets, it's one of the benefits. You'll get a signed 8x10 or a picture with him. And I mean, everybody knows Michael Elgin's, history. He's, former ROH world champion, former IWGP Intercontinental champion, first ever 2-time survival of the fittest winner. He has a reputation, and I don't think he's going to be on the indies that long. If not going back on the screen, then I'm sure there's bigger companies that have a special spot for him.
I agree. We got to see him 2 or 3 times over the last month and a half, and he's been impressive every time.
Yep, I agree.
So again, general admission tickets are $10.
Yep.
You said $15 for front.
For the VIP, which is the first, we call VIP the first 6 rows, and then everything else will be general admission.
Okay.
You can upgrade the ticket, which if you want the meet and greet, so pretty much it's $25 for VIP ticket and the meet and greet. So that gets you the best deal is possible. VIP ticket and a meet and greet, $25.
Okay.
And if you didn't read the newspaper article, this is an important one for anybody considering going. We do have the cheapest concessions in professional wrestling. I've been told by many people that I need to raise my prices, but I refuse. I think that it's important to keep certain aspects, where and keep it cheap. For if there's a single mother that wants to come out with her kids, or single father that whatever the case might be, or just people strapped from cash, you'll be able to come, bring your kid, enjoy the show. Where can you get $1 hot dog in 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we that's one of my main things is to keep everything cheap and affordable for the fans.
Yeah, everybody come out to Greenfield on Sunday. The doors open at 5. Show starts at 6, so it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I know Chris is, and I know Marcus is. He's been there a few times. So hopefully you guys have a great show, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
We look forward to seeing you too. Have a good night, guys.
Yep, man. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room as well. Also, go check out F.E.W. Facebook page and follow them on social media as well. So you'll know when all their upcoming shows are. We appreciate everybody watching. Also, you can join us Sunday night. We'll be there at F.E.W. and we'll be on YouTube at 6 o'clock. So join us for that. We appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all